another metal detecting adventure. This is a bit of a return visit to the sawmill, local sawmill. It was built in the late 1800s, about 1881 it was built. It lasted until about 1890 before it was closed down. Now the sawmill had a whole township built up around it, so there was about 100 people living here. This is what it looks like at the moment. I've been in here, I've hunted this place extensively. I've found heaps of stuff. This is basically where I started metal detecting. So it was a bit of a return visit because I thought I would try it out with the new AT Pro and just see if there's anything here that this detector will pick up over the Euro Ace. So I've managed to get back in here. It is, as I expected, very much overgrown. Last time I was in here there was a bushfire, so everything was pretty well cleared out, so it was great. But now it's full of mozzies and full antenna, so it makes it real exciting. Anyway, I've returned to this main area here. Now this had a lot of, or seemed to have a lot of houses or huts in this area. It was definitely the living part of the Sawmill Township. Come to a spot where I've been over 1,000 times, so and I've just dug my first target, and it appears to be, just get it out of the hole here, a nice little button. Now I haven't cleaned this yet, if I can, but I can see the crown on it. It's a fairly large button. It's still got the shank on the back, so I'm going to give this bit of a clean and see what exactly it is back shortly. This thing is pretty much in perfect condition. Look at that. This is a large Queensland Railways button. This will be dating from the late 1800s. Ironic that it's in a site that the railway line actually shut down. That was the whole reason this place disappeared, was because the railway line locally brought timber that way. This place here takes was cutting it up, putting it on the creek and sending it down the river. So that is fantastic. That's awesome. I got to see what else is around that I've missed. Back soon. Why not go for a live dig, I say. I'm getting a pretty strong target here, mid-80s, really consistent. Reasonable size, so it could be something like an axe head or even the old irons. Chances are I might even find this on the Pro Pointer. Yeah. So fair sized target. So anyway, we'll give her a dig. It's already got it. Something very nice and ironed. Pretty solid. What do we got here? Look at that. Old axe head. So it's pretty common in a timber mill site, as you'd expect. So yeah, good one. Keep going, next target. Decided to come outside the main area a bit, very close to the main road. You'll probably hear cars go past as I'm filming, but I've never been right out this far before, and inside there's a lot of holes dug and tape in trees where other people have been coming through after me. So I decided to come out here because it's not really an area that you'd normally sort of detect, but thinking back to the 1800s and the main roads and where the school was just up through in that direction. I figured this would probably see a fair bit of traffic, so I've just popped out to have a look, and I've got a scratchy signal here. It's in sort of the high 40s, low 50s, and thought I'll just dig it to see what it is and see if I'm on the right track. And it turned out to be just a little like a hook from a keyhole from a like a picture frame or clock or something like that, something that was obviously hung up on the wall. So there's obviously things out here. I'm going to continue out here because I don't believe anyone's been here, especially not myself. So keep going and see what else we can turn up. Back shortly. We're definitely starting to get a few more finds again, so it's good to be out here. I haven't seen one exactly like this before, but it's a reed from an accordion. Pretty common instrument, and I've found a hell of a lot of reeds in the main site from accordions. So that's a nice little one, something different. So I'll take that. Keep on going. Thought I might go another live dig with this one. So getting a pretty sort of, once I did find it, but low 70s, actually reaches up into the high 80s. So yeah, I figure I'd give this one a bit of a live dig. No evidence with the Pro Pointer, always a good sign. So let's give it a bit of a scrape around, scrape it through. Oh, the mozzies are driving me nuts at the moment. I forgot the Bushman, so I've had to endure it. So we'll see how we go. Just move the pick there. Still nothing yet. Nothing yet. So I have to sometimes chop some of these roots out, unfortunately. Just move this out of the way. Oh. Very hard when I'm trying to shoo mozzies away as well. So I might just do a quick check. So this side of the hole. Okay. Root out. I don't know if they mozzies here on the camera, but there somewhere. Oh. So I'm going to find this target while I shoot some mozzies away, and I'll get back, see what it is. Well, disappointingly, that turned out to be a big lump of mess. I've got a funny feeling that actually used to be some sort of axe head, but it's completely destroyed. So anyway, we'll continue on. Give you some idea of how close I am to the road at the moment. That's the main road into the area. It's only one road in, one road out. During my research, I came across a picture of a tree stump that was the original marker for the settlement when it was built in 1881. And I could never find it. Well, surprisingly, so close to the road, and here it is. So they carved it into the stump of this tree. So that's E20 with an arrow. So I was just keeping an eye out, because I had an idea to be around in this area somewhere. So keeping an eye out as I'm crawling through the scrub. So this is what I've just been walking through. Even though we're close to the road, it's still pretty messy. So yeah, that's pretty good. I'm glad I found that. It's a bit of a tie into the township. So there's a lot of bricks. The original sawmill is actually just in there, and literally only just in there, just the other side of that lantana is where it starts. There's a big dam in there, and lots of brickwork and a few other little relics. So if I get time and I get close enough to them, I'll put it all on camera. So anyway, back to it. Well, to give you an idea of the size of the horses of the day, obviously they must have had pretty big draft horses or something, because that is one hell of a size horseshoe. Give you an idea, that's an 8-inch coil. That's so this thing's probably 6 inches across. So pretty hefty horses, pretty hefty shoes. Oh, keep going. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for the day. As I expected, I didn't find a great deal. Lots of rubbish, as usual, as you expect from these sites. I've hunted this thing extensively, and there's so much evidence in there of someone else doing the same, marking out trees and all sorts of things. Usually the things I don't do. Lots of holes, as you'd expect. So yeah, I definitely find of the day was the Queensland Railways button, especially considering where it was, which is an area that I spent a lot of time in, and it's pretty clear that whoever's going in after me has spent a lot of time in there as well. So it's very satisfying to find an item like that, because that's a really nice button.